Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are gonna be continuing the Let's Play for Reavers 1999. And of course we're gonna continue here in chapter 7 and oh boy, last time was quite the adventure. From spelunking to truths to riddles to apparitions of mothers with crazy eyes and crazy personalities apparently, and then people getting Thanos snapped, turned to mud, becoming invisible or rather unobservable, and and then certain connections to certain other people. There was a lot. There was a lot. And then hell broke loose. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to see what the hell is gonna be happening next. But before we do so, as always, on the previous part, at Metha9987 said, invisible means cannot be seen. Loss of observability might be unobservable by any means, not just optical, like no smell or not giving off heat, for example. You are correct. I read that comment and immediately like hit me like a truck, because I was literally just thinking about the, you know, visual observability instead of thinking of the bigger aspect of the word observability, because you can observe things in many ways, not just with your eyes. You can observe something by touch, by feel, by feel, I mean by little closeness to the skin, like body heat or something, or smell, or electrical waves. I don't know. There are so many ways to observe someone, but if he has lost all observability to himself, that is, well, that is a coinky dink. That is, I don't even know. That guy is in a, oh my god, how do you even quantify that? Like, that is a huge detriment, but at the same time, the guy has become the most powerful spy in existence. If we're gonna pull any kind of good thing out of what happened to the guy, he just became the most powerful spy that the Institute has at their disposal. The guy is absolutely unobservable by any means necessary, if that is what they're going with there with that word, but he can still communicate. As indicated by Enigma, he can still open doors and stuff, which I also saw the comment in the comment section. He can still probably type messages in into a computer or just write shit down. I do wonder though, considering that everything apparently he wore on him at that point got hit by the curse as well. I do wonder if you put any piece of clothing on him or something, if that is also gonna become unobservable, or it's gonna be unaffected by the curse. It's worth thinking about, right? It's very worth thinking about and figuring out that shit, because that guy, while I'm sad for him, at the same time he just received a superpower, an absolute insane superpower, while he can still communicate with people in a way. But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Method, for pointing that out. And yeah, I saw you guys in the comment section also pointing out a couple of things as well, like for example the incantation translation, for example. While the episode was rendering last time, and believe me, when these episodes are rendering for like 2 hours, yes, they take 2 hours to render when I'm done editing them. I am rendering them in pretty high quality, so it takes a while. It takes almost as long as the episode is. But yeah, while it was rendering, I pretty much have nothing else to do, so I was like, okay, let's take this thing and put it into something as basic as Google Translate and see what comes up. And I did see the translation for what was it again? La Unua Circlo, which is pretty much just the first circle. No idea what the big significance behind those words is right now outside of the first circle. I guess it's gonna come up more. Hopefully it's gonna come up more in this chapter. But I did see the translation. It's probably also gonna come up in the story very soon as well, so we'll see. So I did see that. There was another thing that was also pointed out in regards to 77, two rather things. Apparently, apparently, not everybody made the connection that 77 might be Arcana immediately. So I'm happy that that went through my head. But also, apparently, there is a Reddit thread that is discussing, or was discussing probably a couple of months ago when this came out, about the Arcana and 77 connection. Probably people theorizing or whatever. I haven't seen it. I only saw that it was brought up in the comment section of the previous video. I'll probably take a look at it when I'm completely done with this chapter, especially if it's something that was, you know, brought up months ago when this came up. So I'm probably just gonna skim it. But on that regard, and also let me quickly click into this so the music is a bit less blaring in my ears. Regarding the thing that I said about the connection between 77 and Arcana last time, I'm still gonna retain what I said. I'm not changing that. I still believe that there is like a connection, or rather that it's one and the same. It's one and the same at least. However, because I had time obviously to sit on it, especially during the 2 hours of the episode rendering last time, I had time to sit on what I said about her and the connection, because like I said last time, there was one thing that was bothering me about the theory, and it was, how do you explain away the difference in eye color? Because the hair is very similar. If you put the two models, I did so in my spare time, I literally put their two models next to each other. I took a screenshot and just put them next to each other. They look very similar, like really similar. From body build to facial shape. I don't know, anime face shapes. There aren't that many, but very similar. It's just that the eye color is different, and obviously Arcana has that ornament that is poking through her head, while 77 obviously doesn't. She has that typical like circle-shaped almost ornament to keep her hair in check there. But I did have, like I said, time to sit on it, to think about it, what the connection could be and how to explain away the eye color at least. So here are two solutions that I have. So the whole scene was playing out to be her breaking down there at the end of that cutscene, and then it shifted to Arcana. Now, the theory that I have right now, or rather two theories that I have right now, is I'm still retaining that it's 77. However, it could be one of two things. Because in all of anime, how do characters usually get a different eye color? How does it usually get explained that suddenly everything else kind of looks the same, but the eye color shifted, their personality shifted, yada yada yada? And two solutions came to mind. Either 77 found the formula for the first circle and said it out loud, and her rebound caused some form of awakening. Maybe there is something in certain people and it just surfaced, and that became Arcana, which would explain away the change of eye color, because again, that is a trope in anime. If a character is like changed on a genetic level, their eye color will change, of course. Eye color does have to do with genetics after all. That would explain one thing away, especially because the eye color is golden on top of it. That would explain it even more if it's some form of awakening that went through her. But the other theory I do have is that while it could still be 77, it might just be the body of 77. And Arcana is possessing the body. And that is I don't know if that one is a stretch or not, but it came to my mind because of the black ooze that is dripping out of her head, out of the ornament on her head the entire time. And the obviously different kind of body language that she's giving off. She's kind of giving off like a mirror image. Like, I was looking at her mannerisms, even though there aren't many scenes where she is in Arcana, I mean. She's kind of doing a very similar motion with like the Like, 77, for example, is doing a motion with her right hand where she's playing with her hair a bit when she's talking, while Arcana is doing a reverse of that and is doing it with her left hand. So it's kind of like a mirror image of her in a sense. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna retain that it is 77. Especially the funny thing is, and I put it in the comment section of the previous episode as well, is I was curious how many Arcana cards there are, and when I was reading it at the beginning, I was like, huh, the major Arcana has 22 cards. I was like, okay, maybe it's not what I think it is. The cards are numbered from 0 to 21. Okay, that's interesting. And then it continued with, oh, there is also the minor Arcana cards, which are 56. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think I stumbled onto something. Uh-oh. But yeah, anyway. Coincidences aside, my two current big working theories for Arcana and 77 are that, yes, it is the body. Again, also, a thing that was mentioned last time was that the shape of 77, because she was hit by the storm, never showed up on the beach. It never got washed onto the beach like everybody else's shape was. So, again, kind of solidifies the whole thing of could be her just physically changed because she used the formula, or could be her because she is being possessed and piloted by the black ooze, which could be Arcana itself. But yeah, I don't know. Those are my two current working theories. Obviously, I have no idea if this chapter is gonna confirm it or not. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Anyway, we stopped. Sorry, I am so sorry. This intro is super long compared to the usual ones. I just wanted to, you know, say stuff before we head in because I had time to digest this shit. But yeah, anyway, we stopped at 13. The Wave of Art. Let's see. Also, yeah, this was supposedly on the other beach. Or a beach across the island? On mainland? I don't know. Let's see. The Wave of Art. After the wave, what is left in its wake? What indeed? Military Station 1914.
Monk, when will they give us the order to attack?
Alright, starting immediately with swearing. Nice going there, soldier.
What's taking so long? The island is just across the bay. We have men, weapons, supplies, everything. Just give us order and we will take to shore.
What accent is that? Russian?
Check out these bad boys. Anti-Arcanum weapons courtesy of the American from that Walden place.
From that Walden place, okay.
That creep just doesn't sit right with me. He's got that Arcanist stink about him.
Uh-huh.
But his technology's solid and we needed it. We've got to get ahead of the Serbs and the Greeks.
The Serbs and the Greeks. Okay, where are you guys from? This army has been stationed here for a long time, perhaps too long. The soldiers, stranded and demoralized by their failed landing, face days of uncertainty without orders while politicians bicker. They're left to heat their food meal by meal, watching their chances slip away.
Relax, Georgie. Leave the decisions to the big shots. I'm sure they'll just hug out the differences in the meeting room or something. Besides, you saw the monsters on that island. Can't speak for everyone here, but I don't want to die.
Screw the negotiations! Screw the committee! Like it or not, we were the first ones to find the island, not the Austrians or the Germans.
Whoa. He grumbles and picks up the monocular back up, straining to catch another glimpse of the island across the waters. The sea is tranquil, as it often is this time of year, The water sparkles under the golden sun, stretching to the horizon without an island in sight.
Damn, those Arcanists have gone into hiding again.
So it disappeared again.
I swear I could see it from here yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. The island appears and disappears probably because the protection is weakening. He blinks, unsure if his eyes are tricking him.
Are those bird-like creatures leaving in droves?
His words barely catch anyone's attention. A new poker game is underway on the supply crate. A radio, a couple of beers, and a game of poker. A rare moment of enjoyment. Who could ask for more?
Georgie, brother, leave them be. Come, play with us. George?
The soldier does not seem to hear his name. He grips the monocular tightly, his
What
mouth...
a good opportunity this is. It's too good to pass up. We've got to act now.
Okay, excuse me. He grips the monocular tightly, his mouth contorting as he mutters. Oh, is he going mad? A drop of vibrant paint... Oh yeah. A drop of vibrant paint slides down his cheek and lands on the ground with a splatter.
We will claim what is ours. This island belongs to us. It's in our territory and we were the first to find it. Why shouldn't it be ours?
The card players pause, gawking at the paint sliding down each other's faces, unaware that their own faces are melting as well. In the silence, the only sound that fills the air is the static.
The Empire has officially declared war on Serbia.
Oh boy.
Russia is mobilizing in support of Serbia. Germany demands Russia to stop mobilizing at once. Germany is mobilizing. France is mobilizing.
World War I. Oh, Kakania. Oh, we're back in Wien. The street has turned into a canvas of mesmerizing hues. The colorful paints swirl and burst, creating one spiral after another. It's almost like the stage set of a twisted carnival.
Father, Mother, Albert, Ilsa! Open the door! It's important! You have to listen to me!
She pounds on the door, but as soon as she makes contact, the door softens and melts like butter. Ugh. She trips through the door, but quickly recoils as at the horror inside. Oh god. The art and specimens, once delicate and exquisite, now resemble a jumble of spilled paint.
No, this can't be.
Oh boy.
Albert?
Still with a glimmer of hope, she carefully calls out to her brother.
Clara, it's odd to see you so flustered. What's the matter?
Oh god, that I didn't even see. That's his shoe. The familiar voice brings immense relief to her heart.
Business school. We'll talk when I get back.
Albert picks up the hat and adjusts the brim. The pin on the hat Wingler's shop shimmers in the dim light. Thank goodness, he seems to be fine. He's still the reliable brother she remembers, the family's pride, in his sharp three-piece suit. Yeah, but is he?
Business school?
Oh god.
But didn't you swear to never go back? Ever since your human classmate shot your arm in a duel.
Is that a face on his arm?
Wait, what happened to your arm?
Yeah. He turns around and Kakania can finally see. Half of his suit is covered in colors, paint trailing down his face and pooling at his feet. Oh boy. Oh, you look lovely. Oh, you look lovely. An arm of flowing colors is attached to his body, like a mismatched puzzle piece.
Oh, Ethan. Yes, he wounded me. He had to prove his standing to the Brotherhood. There was no other way.
What?
But that's in the past. He gave me his arm, so now we're even.
Okay. He raises his left hand to show her the blade. Streaks of blood are still on it. He casually tosses it aside, letting it clatter into the darkness and disappear into these swirls of colors. Albert grabs his walking stick, his new arm dangling lifelessly at his side.
I have to go. I have to find Johnson, Raymond, and Herbert. That little rascal pushed Ilsa into the fountain. We have a score to settle.
Oh, are you getting another new hand?
Take care, Clara.
He strides past her and hails a carriage with triangles.
Albert, don't go!
Excuse me. With triangles for wheels at the door. She runs to stop the carriage, but it is unaffected by her efforts. Like everything else, a set of footsteps approaches from behind.
The storm seems to be spreading, Doctor. Stay any longer, you'll be infected too.
Listen to the bean. Run away.
Please, leave with me.
The trembling ground interrupts her. A mob with distorted faces swarms through the streets, chanting slogans and singing in their own tongues. White pro-war pamphlets litter the ground, like snowflakes being absorbed into the mire of effervescent paints. The city is bursting with unrelenting energy like a speeding chariot or a twirling powder keg.
The sign bell in the parade. Is that Aurora? I just met her at the coffee house last week. We were talking about her wedding.
Watch out, Doctor!
A sign crashes to the ground beside them. Rage-filled citizens are tearing the streets apart. Even the handles of roadside benches are yanked off and made a weapon. Why are you connecting right now? The fervent protests consume all who come across it, forcing them to participate with no option to decline.
This is bad. They have lost their minds. This way, Doctor. We have to get out of here.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 6 out of... Oh god, okay, yeah. It's these again. Theater audience members. Okay. Well.
My duty lies with you.
Oh. Okay, not gonna lie. This is a very nice little touch. That because this is taking place on the Wien map, Vienna map, they brought this music back. Very nice. Very nice touch.
Learn from silence. The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
This is not bad for a stretch.
My dude, I swear, every time you do nothing. You are not doing anything in this battle. I hope you stretched well.
This way, Doctor. We have to go back to your clinic. The Special Operations Squad will meet us there.
The young investigator holds the doctor's hand, determined to do her duty. But the doctor halts her steps and droops her head, looking dejected.
Marcus, you once said that there was another way to make things right. And then you did your part, as I did mine. But now, after all that's happened, please tell me, what's the point of us trying? Will we save them in time? Is there any chance that we can turn things around?
She struggles to hold back a sob. The roaring crowd fades into the distance, and the ring road of yesterday is now but a distant memory, never to be relieved.
The ritual you acquired, the one you said could save everyone. Is it working now?
Oh yeah, it's working. It's deleting everybody. Or changing them. Or making them unobservable.
Let me in.
Oh, hi, Enigma. We're back at the Institute, I guess. Laplace hallway. The floor in Laplace's corridor has lost its clean, silvery sheen. Dawkins and his slobbering mutt certainly played a major role in the destruction. The guards used every cleaning orb in their inventory to restore even a hint of its original glory. Oh, okay. How aggressive is his mud? The hell? A pair of angry feet stomp across the floor, ignoring their colleagues' attempts to stop them. Enigma adds more muddy footprints without hesitation.
I have just one question. Why hasn't the project stopped yet?
His outcry elicits a reaction. The door to the director's office flings open, and an angry figure storms out.
Adler Hoffman, you have been removed from the team. You're not authorized to be here.
Oh, hi.
You have violated
The LSCC safety management regulations? I brought them with me. You're welcome.
He throws the hefty manual right onto his former leader's face. Damn.
If you cared about the regulations as much as you claim, you'd know that none of what's happening aligns with its guidelines. Even the head of Laplace has no authority to continue the experiment under these circumstances.
Before he can continue, his ex-leader sharply cuts him off.
Get out of my face, Adler. I don't have time for this. We're in a state of war. Every participant has signed an informed consent form. If you are not part of this project, please leave immediately. We only have 18 hours until the storm. This is it. The first time we've made such a breakthrough in all 9 storms. Your sister gave up her life to take us this far. I hope you don't need me to remind you that.
Adler Hoffman is abruptly silent. A fiery rage ignites in his hazel eyes. A deafening void engulfs the space as Ulrich realizes his verbal blunder. Yep, buddy, you stepped into that one. You stepped into that one. Oh boy, he's gonna go nuts.
Yes, she made the ultimate sacrifice, hoping that it would lead to a breakthrough. But instead, death continues to rise. How can you let this go on?
He charges ahead, shoving Ulrich aside with his elbow. Ulrich's head slams against the wall, ferrofluids shifting erratically inside. I was about to say he's letting out a very silent rage, but then he does this. Understandable.
I demand to know why the experiment is still going!
He starts working on the padlock on the door. Nothing's going to stop him from breaking through today. The alarm goes off. Ulrich struggles to his feet against the wall, a hand up to his head.
Don't we have enough crazies around here? Madame Lucy has important things to do. She has no time for you. Go cry to your therapist, human.
Important? What could be possibly more important than this right now? What happened to the humanitarian ideals of the Foundation? Are we now under the tyranny of machines? What's this important thing she's got to do? Reading the paper? Sipping on oil and charging up in a 230-volt bath?
He cracks the code, pushing Ulrich's arm aside. Enigma forces his way into the room. The room is completely dark. A piston? A piston spins at his feet.
Is that you, Adler?
A piston?
Welcome.
Hmm? But I'm about to see. Are they gonna cut away from it? They cut away from it, you bitches! Uh-huh. I mean, to be fair, again, she isn't properly explaining herself to them. But I believe she's just doing what is probably the most logical thing right now. It's an Arcanist incantation. Arcanists can handle it. Well, can handle it in quotes. They can understand it better than humans who have no arcane abilities. And it's probably just one of those things of protection, but badly explained. Not in a sense of the story is explaining it badly, but in a sense of the person to person is explaining badly. Okay, anyway. 7 years of bad luck. That's a broken mirror.
Oh, look at this mirror, dear. There's a sizable stain on it.
Uh-huh. It's broken. I don't see any stains. It's broken.
Yes, it is. Maybe its owner meant to break it so that the stain would be thoroughly removed.
Uh-huh.
Now the stain is gone, and the owner has a collection of little mirrors. She must have accidentally left this one behind.
That is an interesting analogy for a broken mirror. You might have lost one, but you have gained many? Huh. Interesting analogy. Also, she must have accidentally left this one behind. Funny. A broken mirror. I could literally, the chapter literally started with the dream from 37 shattering, where she was talking to her mom in the past, like a broken mirror. I'm guessing the mirror here is representing 77's mind, maybe? Let's see. Whose mirror is this?
A lady with great ambitions and an unconscious charm.
Uh-huh.
A lady who wishes to make the rest of the world accept who she is, and has suggested that many others join her way of thinking.
Uh-huh.
Her brother, on the contrary, hopes to be taken in. In his attempt to act like everyone else, he lost an arm in a duel.
Kakania. This is about Kakania. Okay.
If you ask me, dear, I'd say they're very alike. Equally lonely.
Indeed. Okay, yeah. For a moment I forgot that Kakania's thing is also with mirrors.
The brother and sister are a mirror image of each other. She's often repulsed by the sight of him, unable to reconcile herself with all that he reminds her of. Now the brother has found his missing arm, along with his long-lost dignity. The surgery that the sister had been hoping would be done on this world has finally started. But all of a sudden, she's terrified of the incisions.
I mean...
As I said, despite their differences in approach, the brother and sister are mirror images of one another. But now the mirror is broken. I hope she can make it through the 7 years of bad luck. Poor thing. There's no way around it.
Nice. Okay. A sandstorm in a room. Where are we now? Okay, we're continuing here. Uh-huh. Okay, cutscene only. A sandstorm in a room. A tiny grain of sand slips into the eye, causing tears to well up in response. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, this is her room. Oh, it's going. I thought it's gonna stop. The piston rotates on the floor like a toy. Like a toy top.
I am not in a suitable form to receive a guest.
Oh! The piston is actually you? I need explanations right now, immediately. Lucy, go on, please?
Simone, can you put me back in my body?
Oh. Her assistant rushes over and puts her into our robot body.
I feel much better. Thank you.
Oh, she has the face now. Okay, I am presuming that like other Arcanists that are like tied soul-wise to an object, she is kind of like the same. But like a machine soul tied to a Literal piston?
Oh, you have even put on a face for me. How sweet of you.
Enigma is speechless.
I have noticed your icy gaze, Researcher Adler. You are yearning to correct the logic of this place. Well, I only said that to Simone out of courtesy. In reality, whichever body I am put into makes no difference to me.
Her ill-timed explanation annoys him even more.
The experiment, ma'am. Why hasn't it stopped? Are you going to pretend that nothing's happened? That no one died? Could it be that you and Ulrich, the awakened, being the tin cans you are, have no regard for actual lives?
Oh, is that the term? Is that the term that is applied to them? The awakened?
Adler Hoffman, I will not warn you again.
Oh. What if Arcana is the thorn poking through 77's head? And the goop is just coming out of the thorn? An awakened being? It doesn't have to be corporeal. Oh, this is sending shivers down my spine. Oh, ooh, my whole spine just went nuts. Oh, anyway. Ulrich storms back into the room with 2 guards, ready to throw him out at any moment.
Relax, Adler. You are led by a biased opinion because you lack critical information. A common defect in all cognitive processes. I believe you will shift to a more rational perspective once you receive sufficient information on the subject.
Yes, please.
A more rational perspective?
The human, known for his logical thinking, responds with an overwhelmingly amount of feeling.
We are humans, not machines. We are not expendable parts. I have plenty of reasons to question your decisions. Your excessive insistence on this experiment could be a sign of uncontrollable behavior, a trait commonly seen in Arcanists.
The experiment has been cancelled everywhere, except for this very room.
What?
Okay. So only in this room. Also, I just noticed she has a satellite on her desk there, on the left. Sputnik? Probably not Sputnik. The robot flashes a smile, as if anticipating the man to be pleased with her response.
As you and Researcher Medicine Pocket have said, the ritual is beyond the limits of almost everyone here. The side effects will kill them before the ritual can even take effect. The first wave was inevitable. Dora had pressed send before she disintegrated. We only managed to halt the subsequent transmissions and evacuate the unaffiliated staff. We kept only a few Arcanists on the team, and each has signed the consent form.
Mutual consent. That bloody form again.
Forgive me, ma'am, but I have to use your argument against you. You too are guided by a biased opinion, an overly optimistic one. Because you have failed to properly assess the risks involved. We have suffered enough misfortunes just by uttering a few syllables of the incantation. We've talked about the limit of things before. You should know better and ask the rest of the team to quit the experiment. Your insistence will only bring calamity upon calamity on our people for nothing.
The researcher fights to stay calm, reiterating his views he had already shouted in the hallway. Ulrich begins his retort, but the director simply nods in agreement.
You might be right. But how is being right going to help us?
Huh?
She grins, trying for a warm, gentle smile, but it comes across as anything but. Enigma despised that face. Every time she tried to show a hint of humanity, it only served to highlight how different she was from everyone else.
You spoke of the limit, and I am surprised that it is you who brought it up.
Enigma pauses for a second, not sure if she's being sarcastic.
The physical appearance of humans has remained relatively unchanged since the Neolithic era, but their thoughts and civilization continued to evolve and underwent significant transformations.
Yes?
The achievements that humanity enjoys today were not given to the species by any one person with godlike powers, but were the result of the collective efforts of all human beings.
Yes.
Limits and boundaries must be pushed, or there would never have been room for development. There is no reason to believe that the limit cannot be challenged, especially when we already have the tools to do so. We must make progress happen.
Grandiose lies.
I mean, she has a point. They were given tools, and they have the tool at their disposal. Even if it's a risky one, they need to do something with it and figure it out how to use it without any repercussions. It's literally the best thing that they have right now.
Lies?
Oh crap, he forgot about her excellent hearing.
We have no choice but to go beyond that limit. If we do not break away from the storm, there is no future for us, let alone progress. We need to first determine all the side effects as a priority. This important step will help us compile data and eliminate the effects so our colleagues can use the ritual safely.
And who will try it this time, Madam Lucy? You're not going to test the side effects as the cost of lives, are you?
No. Thanks to Ulrich, we stumbled upon a breakthrough.
Oh?
You are right. It is time to send the other Arcanists home. Only the awakened are needed here.
Oh. Oh, are you not being affected by... Oh, I didn't even think about that. I literally just said the thing about Arcana. She can say it, she can use it. Are the awakened just immune to it because they're not corporeal technically?
The awakened.
Oh. Jesus Christ, my eyes. The tungsten wires glow faintly red in the dark. Then the room is lit.
The power is back, Mom. We are ready to resume.
It will take time to properly explain. Please wait, Adler. We have yet to reach an agreement.
Okay.
What? Are you experimenting? Here?
Ignoring his surprise, Lucy sits down on the iron bench. Oh. Wires. Oh. This is all the scrolling. Are you stopping? You're stopping, okay. Wires of various sizes are attached to her body. The instrument comes to life to the piston's rhythm, faithfully recording every change in the robot. From her slightest movements to arcane fluctuations, nothing goes unnoticed. Breathing?
La Unwa.
Uh-huh.
Wait, she's reciting it?
Frozen in place by the scene, he looks around the room in disbelief.
She's read the reports, right? She was there when Dora broke into pieces.
Is she actually breathing? Or is that a simulation? Ooh. Ooh. There are side effects. Okay. Rarely does her back curl up like this. The usual cheerful expression on her face has changed to one of unease, suggesting that something is amiss. A hunk of metal should not feel pain. They have no flesh, no nerves. But if she is in agony, what could be the cause of such torment? Jesus. Will she break apart too, like those people? The ominous curse has set its sights on its prey. It watches almost like Zeus on a mountaintop, ready to unleash lightning on the mortals who dare to steal fire.
No. Simone, I cannot continue.
Huh. The most primal instinctual fear. The fear of death. This is the first time he's ever heard her emotions pour out so raw.
You fools! Don't just stand there! Stop her! Now!
Panic and horror twist in his stomach. He has an irresistible urge to rip out the wires and put an end to her torture.
Who's going to lead us if she also turns into a pile of scraps?
Stay where you are, Enigma.
Ulrich's voice, full of animosity, comes from behind.
You insisted on being here. You demanded to see this. Don't bring your pathetic, narrow-minded humanitarian values in here and tell us what to do. What do you know about us?
Simone leans over her. She speaks.
You can do it, madam. This is just part of the established procedures. Just a few more syllables, madam, and it will be over.
Established procedures.
Fear ebbs away a little as she repeats those words.
That.
Her eyes close. She forces out the last word with great determination.
Clue.
It is done. A clear, accurate, impeccable read. Right at that moment, the lights in the lab go out.
Was that all, Simone?
Yes.
No one can see her face in the darkness, but Enigma believes it to be a smile.
Good.
Whoa! A gust of sand rises in the room. Without warning and out of nowhere, it screams through the enclosed darkness. The raging storm engulfs the robot's cold metal body, carrying her away with great force. When the sand subsides, all that remains is an old piston, clattering the ground. I think I see what's happening. So, the Awakened are essentially, like in Lucy's case, it's the piston. In Ulrich's case, it's the ferrofluid. So whatever their main body or form is, it doesn't seem to be affected by the incantation, but the rest of the body seems to go poof. Let's see. Oh. You motherfuckers. You. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Another cutscene only, huh? Oh, I see. Yeah, the body literally disintegrated, but the piston remains. So yeah, I'm guessing their main shape will always be there, but what if they're inhabiting like a human shape, it gets evaporated? Or Or what if it's a case of the reason why the piston remains is because of some form of soul is attached to it, and the rest of the body was counted as like in a regular person's case. What if it's not destroying the soul, but it's just destroying the physical form of a person, and it's keeping the soul? Like, the soul could be still around. Anyway, the pioneers. Even if there is no path, even if there is no destination. That's an empty chair. A deathly silence. Until Enigma stumbles back, nearly falling over another person in the room.
She's dead.
No, she's fine. The piston lies motionless on the ground, as lifeless as any other object.
This is what you wanted to show me?
His heart pounds in his ears as he pants, fists clenched and slick with sweat.
Watch her utter a curse that's always brought death, only to die in vain? And you just let it happen?
Ulrich looks at him, his voice poised and steady.
Calm down.
Calm down. She's dead right there, you murderer.
Enigma, I know you're pissed right now and not of clear mind, but literally at the beginning of you entering the room, you saw her true body. And she explained to you that she can be in any kind of body, as long as the piston is around. As long as there's a body around.
We've repeated this experiment many times.
Yeah. Enigma is in disbelief.
Many times? What? You've sent people to their deaths over and over again?
No, body, Lucy. And only Lucy. The ferrofluid flows again, forming a shape that Enigma can only interpret as disdain.
Look at you, Adler, peeing your pants over a curse. The human boy is so scared that he forgot to ask the crucial question. Did the ritual work?
But what do you mean? The curse. The side effect killed her. The experiment failed. Is that not what happened?
No. Triggering the curse and failure are two separate things. I was the first one to recite the incantation, way before Dora.
Huh.
When I read it aloud, it worked. I felt the warmth of a miraculous blessing on my head. Soft. Light as a feather. I told Madame Lucy right away, but as soon as she left the room, the curse hit me, and I began to liquefy. There was no one else in the room. My liquid form had become too insubstantial to push the help button. A long darkness followed. After that, I woke up again in my original primitive form, the way I first came into this world.
Huh?
Original primitive form?
The ferrofluid pulsates, which is Ulrich's body language, which in Ulrich's body language is a nod.
Unlike humans, the awakened have neither flesh nor nerves. We are pieces of consciousness, echoes of a primordial melody that just happen to reside in material objects by chance.
Yep.
With a mind and a body combined, we could talk, learn, think like you do, and perform the experiment and endure the side effects. And this curse, for some reason, cannot affect the primal consciousness that caused our awakening in the first place. While human minds dissipate when their tangible bodies are destroyed, our minds reawaken regardless of the changes and destruction of our external bodies.
Yeah, because you technically don't have a body. You're metaphysical, I guess. Would that be the correct term? I'm not sure right now. But yeah.
Of course, this was an assumption based on idealized circumstances, and I needed another awakened being who could awaken in different bodies to confirm my theory. That is why I sought out Madame Lucy for cross-verification. The results?
Yes, it was an assumption. You said it yourself. You came back to life this time. But what about the next? Nothing is for sure in Arcanum. What if she never wakes up again? What if she dies for good?
He swats Enigma's hand away.
We know what we are doing, human. Stay out of this. Only the awakened can carry out the experiment. So we must proceed.
Huh.
This has nothing to do with race. It is a sense of duty that every researcher should have possessed when they chose this path. We have to go beyond the limit. Not out of madness, but out of rationality.
Silence fills the room, like the beginning of time when there was no sound to be heard. Then slowly the piston starts to spin.
We seem to have replicated effect number 2. And 117 of the Coleman Lab's protective rituals were proven ineffective. Write it down, Simone. This is the 4th time we have seen it. Also, number 45 and 69 are related to it.
Nice.
We need to speed up. This is too slow.
She's fine. The lights are back on again, and the piston is placed into a new body. How many bodies do you have? Being prepared for all possible outcomes requires a significant amount of metal material, but it is essential for data collection and analysis. With a soft hum, the robot turns her head and looks at Enigma, surprised.
Adler, what are you doing here? I am glad to see you out of your room and working with us again.
But she doesn't remember what happened just before she recited the thing?
No, he's not on the team, Mum. He forced his way in here.
Oh? My apologies. I seem to lose a small amount of data when I reawaken.
Ah. She smiles at him, as she always does.
Still, I am glad that you are showing initiative, Adler. Were we supposed to talk?
No. We have nothing more to discuss, ma'am. Ulrich has filled me in on everything. But I still worry whether the experiment's risks were properly assessed.
Assessments will only be assessments. Much is beyond measure when it comes to Arcanum. Perhaps faith plays a more important role here.
Enigma is caught off guard by her words.
I'm surprised it is you talking about faith, ma'am.
It seems we both have the ability to surprise each other.
Huh, I suppose. As they speak, the robot strolls up.
You are right. Assessments could indeed be useful to us.
As they speak, the robot strolls over to her chair and sits back down.
It allows us to know the probabilities of success and failure based on established facts and past experience. But when we find ourselves in uncharted darkness, with no information or past experience to guide us, how are assessments going to help us?
She ponders and stares into the void. Perhaps the experiment did fry some circuits. She's more sentimental than...
The only thing we have in such darkness is the unwavering faith to move forward.
than usual.
When the first steam engine whistled, I awoke into this world.
Huh.
At the beginning of this new life, my circuits were charged with a singular primal desire to progress.
Makes sense for a piston?
In the midst of that never-ending whistle, I have watched man build the towers of science and knowledge, and I have watched them unleash chaos and destruction. You too have been lost and deterred, but your engines of progress have never stopped churning. always move forward, no matter the destination you told yourselves, until the storm brought everything to a standstill. But this is just a small setback. We are only back to the beginning where we stumble blindly. And this time, I happen to have a cane.
She gives him a tender smile.
No need to worry about me. I will not shut down as long as there is still hope for progress. We have wasted a bit of time on data recovery. Come, Simone. Let us begin the next experiment. I hope to dissolve into paste this time, so we can easily handle it with a Coleman's ritual of transformation.
Jesus Christ. The human researcher knows that it'd be inappropriate for him to stay here any longer. Gritting his teeth, he moves toward the door, trying his best to leave the horrific scene behind him. Someone is waiting for him by the door.
Seen enough? We know what we are doing, and you are of no help here.
How is he gonna react to this?
It's been the same old story in this place for the past 8 years. When your faith crumbled during the storm, it was us who took over the place and cleaned up after you. It was us who got things back up and running, put coals in the hearth, and blazed a trail when everyone was lost in the dark. I know you may not understand the intricacies of the Arcanum, but please, show some basic respect for our efforts.
Is he gonna continue to be pissed off, or that this maybe spur him on to do something now?
Will you do the experiments yourself, Ulrich?
Of course. I am not some emotional, unhelpful little punk.
I think he wants to be part of this now. No? Instead of his usual witty comeback, Enigma simply shakes his head in a slow motion.
Do you still remember Adams?
A sudden question that seems out of place. The ferrofluid quivers. The name seems to unnerve memories that have been buried for 8 long years in the confines of this institution.
Adams, Roman, Adolf, Sylvia, Albert, Louise, those who were taken from us by the rain. Melvin, Francis, Caroline, Leopold. They volunteered for the field, but we never heard from them again. Now we have Dora, Richard, Dawkins, and Victor on the list. Life has a wicked sense of humor. My mentor, my classmates, my colleagues. Each of them deserved to live more than me. But they're all gone now. There's only me talking to you. Alive. Useless. Am I going to see your names on that list too, Ulrich?
Oh, that's neat. The ferrofluid just fell to the bottom, thinking. In this rare moment, he lowers his head. But soon he raises his arms and slaps the man hard on the back.
Spare me the feelings, human. Though I will take back my sarcastic jabs at you, it is not something a leader should do. Madame Lucy talked to me about the importance of teamwork.
He awkwardly pats the human on the shoulder, a clumsy attempt at friendliness.
Go back to your room, Adler. The Arcanists will take over from here. Until we get the results, you won't be needed here.
Enigma heaves a breath.
I will say this, Ulrich. If you survive the experiments...
Alarmed by the opening words, Ulrich instinctively turns down his receiver to avoid hearing anything too warm. Oh! That would be more painful than suffering through 100 experimental side effects. Oh! Motherfucker.
I will submit the sincerest application to never be on the same team as you again. So neither of us will have to worry about teamwork. How's that sound?
This fucker. A curve that almost resembles a smile appears on his face.
I will wait for that application, Adler.
They're friends again. Now, roll up your sleeves and clear your mind. This is not the time to grieve. If human reasoning and arcane knowledge are not enough on their own, perhaps a combination of the two can solve this problem. Let's go, Enigma. Let's go, my boy. Time to do shit. The lab door is in shambles. Its metal plate barely hanging on. A wooden sign reading "Keep Out" sways precautiously, covered in bite marks and scratches. Enigma takes a moment before finally knocking on the door. A voice answers from within.
Who's there?
Who's that now?
Adler Hoffman from the cryptography team. Is Medicine Pocket in?
Ah, that's why we're here.
I heard that they wrote a paper on the linear correlation between the purity of an Arcanist bloodline and their power. Can I get some more details on the research?
The door creaks open to reveal a youthful face, but she is not the genius he is looking for. The lab technician looks at him through her glasses and hesitates a little.
The paper is here. Help yourself. Sorry about the stains on it. I just took it out of the trash. If you're looking for Medicine Pocket, I'm afraid they just left.
Left? To where?
There is a subtle conflict on her face. She's torn between covering for her colleague and following the rules. It is more than enough for him to catch on.
They left the building? Hasn't the countdown already begun?
Oh shit, where the hell did you go?
Yes, and by regulations we are not to leave. But, they said their new theory had to be verified in the storm.
What? I know you're crazy, but what? Alright then. Oh, oh my god. Uh-huh. Side effect, Defense Research Progress Report. Oh, Jesus. Number 3, immediate death. No other symptoms. -7? Number 7. Soluble in soil. Okay. Number 14, hair modification. Modification. 30, dispersion of consciousness. So what are these numbers at the end? Oh, the number of times this occurred? Okay. 46, fluid allergy. 47, persistent severe dehydration. Jesus, just once? If that is what this indicates. 48, proportional body shrinkage. Oh my god. 57, embridlement of the whole body. Oh, the skin cracking up and everything. Okay. Okay, this is a different list. 3, unstoppable. Oh. Immediate death, no other symptoms. Unstoppable and irreversible. Avoid the ground and wear special footwear. Soluble in soil, okay. Shave head and observe further. What was that? Hair modification? Okay. Call out loud. Dispersion of consciousness. Maintain a dry environment, control water intake. That's the dehydration. Continuous infusion. What was 47? Persistent severe no, that was dehydration. Oh, fluid allergy was 46. Okay. 48. Administer care as per the lab's test animal standards. That was the skin stuff, or the proportional proportional body shrinkage. 57 is the thing. Apply a solidifying spell or wrap in cotton. Jesus. Uh-huh. Okay. Oh, there is something on 15. Ooh. What are you? Diagnosis record. Awakened. We absolutely respect the health rights of our employees. Diagnostic subject Lucy. Examination item X-ray scanning, visualization, fluoroscopy, magnetic induction check, intelligence checks for age groups 6 to 60, including vision and hearing checks. Clinical manifestation. The subject's core briefly lost consciousness after channeling an incantation, then returned to normal. Considering the replaceability of the external shell, the damage is negligible. Only changes to the core are described below. Basically unchanged. The subject's core remains stable, with no apparent external injuries nor any internal damage found. All examination indices are normal. It is speculated that the subject's external shell bore the brunt of the curse, and that the subject's spirit is greater than the material of the vessel. So yeah, like I said, the spirit doesn't get touched, but anything material attached to the spirit is changed or evaporated or killed off. According to one of the current mainstream views, the consciousness of the awakened comes from some still unknown macro-arcanum phenomenon. Perhaps it is such arcane phenomena that override the side effects of the incantation, helping to overcome the curse directly affecting the core so that the target does not die from the curse while the consciousness remains. Final diagnosis. The subject's suggestion to further verify the side effects of the curse by using herself was agreed upon. However, according to the past records, the awakened are not forever indestructible, so observation must be maintained, and the experiment must be terminated immediately if symptoms such as core degradation or mental abnormalities occur. I mean, yeah. She's not immortal or anything like that, or her core body indestructible. But, yeah. Okay. To open the floodgates. Adler and, Medicine Pocket, I guess? Throw wide the gates. Well. Throw them wide. The storm arrives in 17 hours.
Air, green grass, the dew, the mud. This is what I'm talking about. A better world.
They kick the muddy ground with their boot in ecstasy. The mud splatters on the Foundation staff member's jacket, but he remains professional and does not bat an eye.
Researcher Medicine Pocket, I must remind you that we are at the edge of the immunity zone to the storm. Once we cross the line, we will not only catch the storm syndrome, but also be taken by the storm at the end of the countdown.
The entrance of the Foundation headquarters is bustling with personnel. As the storm approaches, a long line of field investigators has formed at the gate, waiting to pass through security. Medicine Pocket groans. They spread their hands in frustration, clearly unhappy with how skilled the staff member is at avoiding confrontation.
I know that. How stupid do you think I am? Hey, isn't that Rudolph? The poor guy sent to Tunguska? Hey man, how was Siberia? Welcome back. Did you bring me any new research materials? Oh, you don't recognize me? You're breaking my heart. It's me, your best friend that you just met. Medicine Pocket.
That you just met. Medicine Pocket's attempt to approach the line is quickly thwarted. The staff member has to practically yank them back by their arms and legs.
Researcher, I must make clear that you only applied for 15 minutes outside for research purposes. Your countdown starts from the moment when you cross this line.
Okay, safety first, I know. Get off me, you're hurting my arms.
Medicine Pocket struggles desperately, and finally manages to plant all 4 limbs back on the ground.
I'll bounce as soon as the storm syndrome hits. even if I catch it, look at the syndromes of this era. Distorted faces, murderous intentions, obsession with war, rampage. What's got you so worried? They aren't that bad. Well, the melting faces part is kind of gross.
Uh-huh. The staff member responds with a blank expression. Medicine Pocket shrugs. They kneel down and open up a leather case. Oh, this thing. 1 week is more than enough for a genius like them to upgrade an old apparatus. This is the second version of the sampling device for asymmetrical nuclide R, boasting improved sensitivity compared to its predecessor.
I really wanted to test this in Vienna. Oh well, better than nothing. Alright, now, I'm gonna walk a little further from the immunity zone so the samples are easier to gather. The ideal distance is 1,500 kilometers, but don't worry, not gonna do that. Even I can't run that fast.
But you would if you could. They hold the sampling device in their hands and step across the boundary. Behind them, the staff member starts his timer, a skeptical look on his face.
Now behold, the important moment. When I prove the dorks in Laplace wrong about asymmetrical nuclide R.
Good luck. Resource Room Laplace. The room is as dark and dusty as when Enigma last saw it, but to him, it's a sanctuary. The towering piles of files and outdated equipment immediately isolate him from the rest of the world. Finally, he is back in his fortress.
Now, hypothetically, if the storm research were to succeed, 2 things should have been done.
Uh-huh. He scribbles quickly on the dusty whiteboard. Okay,
and to
scrolling.
find out the safe way to use it, we have to...
Okay, number 1, safe usage of the ritual for Arcanists. Number 2, mass production of the ritual for humans. Number 1, oh my god.
This is what Lucy was thinking. The Awakened met the casting requirements of the incantation, and Ulrich succeeded, while the other Arcanists did not feel the same miraculous blessing like he did.
Okay, so... Number 1, have the power to wield it. Number 2, minimize the side effects. So he wrote that under safe usage of the ritual for Arcanists, okay?
So as long as we eliminate the side effects, they'll be able to inscribe the incantation and mass produce it for the humans.
Yes.
One problem is, only the Awakened can carry out the experiments. And there's not many of them around. It'll take too long. There's no way to do this in 24 hours. Heck, it could take months or even years.
Yeah, buddy, but I think they're trying because there's still time to succeed. And at the same time, look, it's an experiment. Shit could honestly just happen all of a sudden. That's kind of how experimentation kind of works sometimes. It just sometimes happens. You sometimes are lucky.
There must be something else we can do.
But you're also right. There must be something else you could do. Oh, flashback?
But you are not an Arcanist. Why should you play by their rules?
There we go.
Yes, that's right. Let's try a different approach. What if I start with the desired outcome and work backwards to the question?
Oh. He crosses out the second step. Enigma starting to do what he is named after. The coding shit.
The quickest and most efficient way to save everyone is to make them qualified casters of the ritual. They won't even need protective equipment if we can do that. The challenge is, how do we qualify the casting requirements?
He looks at the papers on his desk in desperation.
Medicine Pocket's theory is correct, and there's enough data and supplementary experiments to back it up.
I have an interesting question in my mind right now. Does the incantation have to be said by a live person? What if you just record it and play it on a device? What would happen then?
The power of Arcanists is directly tied to the purity of their bloodline, which is associated with the special cells in their bodies.
Oh hi, this is familiar. Yeah.
Using arcane skills reduces the activity of the cells, but the Picasma extract can reactivate them for extended casting. However, the extract only provides endurance, not power. It is physiologically impossible for a low-ranked Arcanist to cast a high-ranked skill. That's the reality of it.
Okay, that explains that. So basically, yeah, to cast, you could just play it back from a device, but that wouldn't do shit because a device doesn't carry any kind of power that an Arcanist carries basically in their cellular structure, essentially. Oh.
If we were to compare the power of Arcanists to household appliances, let's say their normal voltage is 230 volts, and if the storm immunity ritual were a high voltage source of 1,000 volts, no, millions of volts, like lightning, the household appliances would be destroyed in an instant.
It's like taking a household appliance that is meant for the American market and plugging it into a European outlet. It just fries itself. He's used to simplifying complicated arcane jargon into relatable examples for practical application.
As for the humans, they're not even in the picture. We cannot cast to begin with, and I personally didn't feel any blessing or curse when I recited half of the incantations that day.
Oh yeah, he did say half of it, and then he was interrupted, but nothing happened. So yeah, it requires some arcane in you. He falls back into his chair, rubbing at his temple. The researcher struggles against his Jesus Christ, what is this word? Defeatist mindset? Defeated mindset? Something. But the hopelessness is hard to ignore.
Think. How can I get everyone to meet the casting requirements of the ritual? Forget what's theoretically impossible. The Arcanum never gave a damn about certainties. I've been reminded plenty that logic does not apply to things like this.
Irritated, he pushes the papers aside and pulls a book of Arcanum from the mountain of clutter.
What about shortcuts? Are there records of transcendental rites? Significant celestial events? Sacrificial offerings? Or even Numa emanating ingredients that could boost the user's casting abilities? Wait, Numa emanating?
Uh-huh. A thought flashes across his mind.
Where have I seen that word before?
He rushes to the bookshelf and starts rummaging through the dusty volumes.
It was in the files Ulrich told me to read. The Timekeeper's report from the Aegean Sea. Those islanders call the storm the emanation.
Yeah.
Why? The emanation. Emanation. Just what is emanating out?
The door swings open with a loud bang, causing him to jump in surprise. The towering stack of books next to the door tumbles over, as if nudged by an invisible force. Then he hears a familiar sound, shuffling, oh god, footsteps from the hallway outside, sticky and wet. Uh-oh.
What the? Dawkins, I hope you know this is not the time to catch up. That is if you're able to talk at all.
Uh-oh.
No! Let go! I've just come up with an idea! Leave me alone!
He braces himself against the desk, straining to resist being thrown out of the room. He squirms across, stretching his fingers until he finally reaches the red button.
Somebody! Help!
Oh god, do I have to deal with the Mudman again? I do. Okay.
This trial is mine to judge.
Until the torch is lit.
Using truths.
Alrighty.
You're not really here for revenge. And it wasn't you who pushed away the books and opened the door.
No, it was the invisible dude.
The invisible ghost. Victor, did you do that?
Can you write somewhere? The colossal muddy gingerbread man nods, surprisingly docile. Beside him, a whiteboard marker in the air begins to write on the wall. It's me. Okay, yeah, they can communicate still. Then the marker turns its tip and points at the door. Enigma does as his friend suggests and walks. Outside, people are talking and laughing with genuine joy on their faces. Uh-huh.
Ah, Researcher Adler!
A figure in a shiny uniform suddenly stops nearby. Enigma recognizes her as the unfortunate colleague who works with Medicine Pocket. Unfortunate colleague.
What happened? Any progress?
Yes, Researcher Medicine Pocket has proved their theory right.
Oh?
They have successfully found the asymmetrical nuclide R in the air before the storm, even if only a trace.
Ooh.
What did you say?
So it's already present before the storm hits.
Because the nuclide was initially found in the raindrop samples of the storm. They deduced it also exists in the air before the storm occurs.
Makes sense.
Like the water droplets in the atmosphere before rain.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much that. Because obviously people are starting to change before the storm even hits.
So now, we can extract it directly from the air, without waiting for the Timekeeper to bring the raindrops to us. This will help us a lot in the mass production of the protective gear.
She trails off as she notices the look on his face.
No way. The emanation. Asymmetrical nuclide R.
Keep going.
She was right. The ritual works. Any Arcanist can use it. And the solution was right in front of us. I didn't need to boost the caster's abilities. With the right setup and materials, the world before the storm is already an enormous stage for performing the ritual.
Right before the storm hits, there's so much of that stuff in the atmosphere that even a normal human can use it.
It's like a charged pylon just needing a cable.
Mr. Adler?
The man slips past her and starts running toward the other end of the corridor.
Thank you, Miss Whoever. And thanks for letting me know, Dawkins and Victor.
Miss Whoever. The technician looks around but sees no one. Nearby, a muddy head and a floating pen emerge from the door. Oh my god, it blasted my ears. Holy shit, that was so loud.
It's me, Ulrich. Let me in. I need to see Madame Lucy.
Also, I didn't catch what she shrieks. Okay, I noticed. I noticed, game. Ow, my ears.
Tell her, I found a way to transcend the limit.
There we go, buddy. There we go. Smart little cookie. Alright, so yeah, the atmosphere is basically supercharged. With a lot of... technically a lot of Arcanum. Or adjacent to Arcanum shit. Second generation asymmetrical nuclide R sampling device test report. When the Guardian found Medicine Pocket outside the safety zone, they were crawling on all fours, frantically shouting that their hypothesis was correct. After confirming that they were not infected with the Storm Syndrome, but rather that it was merely a part of their personality, they were brought back by the Guardian. This experiment proved that the outside air before the storm contained a large amount of asymmetrical nuclear R, and the performance of the second generation sampling device was fully verified, confirming its ability to accurately record the concentration changes of asymmetrical nuclear R in the air per minute. That's a lot of R. Can we use it? Medicine Pocket just overexcited, same as always. Arrow pointing up, a person who transcended this syndrome. Person? Question mark? Guardian Roge in tons of muscle pain. Poor guy. Poor guy indeed. The storm speech. Ooh. Okay. At the very least, we all now have a better understanding of how home appliances work. Sure. Sure. The storm speech, huh?
We don't have time. I'll spare you the technicalities and explain it straight.
He pops off the marker cap and draws a few lines on the board, exuding confidence with every stroke.
Our biggest problem is the limit of the bloodline. Low-rank Arcanists can't command high-rank arcane rituals, similar to how household appliances can't withstand what's beyond their designated voltage. In most cases, the caster can only use their own arcane circuits that run through their inherited bloodline. But what if the caster were in a special electric field? What if we used existing circuits on the outside and put the caster into a greater circuit? What if we factored in the entire planet and used the atmosphere to split the current flowing through us by adding more appliances to the circuit?
Clever. Yep. Spread the effect of the immense feedback from the spell across everybody.
Don't be ridiculous, Adler. We are not household appliances.
The ferrofluid frowns, questioning the premises of Enigma's proposal.
Hold on, let me finish.
Lucy listens without a word, giving him some courage to go on. He draws a big circle next to the little person.
24 hours before the storm, the entire world is charged with abundant arcane energy. It becomes a space emanating pneuma, a cloud ready to discharge, a special electric field.
He draws a big circle next to the little person on the board.
Look at asymmetrical nuclide R. The key to the storm immunity was inside the storm all along. And look at how the Mandragora is the antidote to its own poison. The solution can be hidden in the question itself. The arcane energy a caster inherently lacks can be borrowed from the surroundings during the storm. We just need a way to induct that energy. And Laplace happens to have all the data for the calculations. The observation systems we've built over the past 8 years have not been in vain. First, we derive a formula to determine the pneuma needed from the storm based on the Arcanist lineage. Then, we'll design a converter to transform the external pneuma into what they can use. They will no longer be bound by their limits. With just one calculation and one conversion, we can turn anyone into a capable caster.
He excitedly stretches out his arms and ends his epic monologue. It is a good thing that emotions cannot be read on an awakened being's face.
I knew I shouldn't have wasted my time listening to you. What are you saying, Adler? You made up a confusing story, then drew conclusions from it.
The second part is purely theoretical, I admit. But the basis of my theory is correct, and I have read Medicine Pocket's paper.
But Arcanum is not electricity! You're too caught up in your excitement to remember the basics. You know nothing about Arcanum.
It's still a form of energy, yes? No one here knows what the storm is, but we do know that it's a massive arcane energy field. We can harness it, much like Arcanists use arrays to amplify their incantations.
I see what researcher Adler is trying to say. A creative solution indeed.
The director gets up from her chair and intervenes.
But ma'am...
Do not worry, Ulrich. I also have noticed that humans could be smart and stupid at the same time. Perhaps that is why they need to have their work peer-reviewed.
Thanks?
I'm not gonna say anything. Just go. She nods amicably, pleased that her recently improved interpersonal skills have come in handy.
There is a type of electrophotography invented by Semyon Kurlion and his wife Valentina Kurlion in 1939 that depicts the energy field surrounding an object or body. It was later used by Laplace as a method of measuring arcane power, notably for the storm observation systems. Through it, we are able to capture and measure the arcane light or aura that is invisible to the naked eye.
Wasting no more time on mediation, the robot comes to a conclusion.
The plan of researcher Adler is feasible. Laplace also has the technology to support it. We have the storm observation stations, the capable casters, and the best mathematicians. Ulrich, please ask Miss Tider to lead the calculations, then experiment outside the safe zone and record the Pneuma constant needed for casting the incantation. And do not give the incantation to anyone. I doubt they can resist trying it.
Ulrich lets out a reluctant hum and leaves the room as instructed.
Simone, please contact Researcher X. His balancing helmet could be the prototype for our converter.
Hey, X, it's been a while. Jeez, man, where are you?
That helmet balances the energy field in and out of our bodies, and was once used to protect researchers working with dangerous arcane skills. We could boost its power and use it as a substitute for Adler's converter. But we should postpone their testing request until we have completed our experiments on the side effects.
I swear, a couple of her lines just now, I swear, a couple of them were recorded at some separate time. You can hear the difference. Her assistant gives a quick nod and begins drafting the notice. The tasks are quickly assigned to the right people in less than a minute. Only one person seems to have been left out.
What about me, ma'am? Should I go with the calculations team or help with the converter?
He takes a tentative step forward, curious about his role in this endeavor.
Right. I wanted to talk about that. You have proven to us the value of human thoughts and perspectives. I am glad that your struggles with the bottle did not damage your brain, Adler. I am confident that your discoveries will save many lives in the storm once implemented.
The bottle? But it's been 7 years.
She just keeps on smiling.
But you overlooked one thing in your plan. What about your people? The humans who can never cast incantations.
Good point. I was thinking that even humans could do it then, if the air is just permeating with R. That it's kinda making them into pseudo-Arcanists for a bit. An apt question.
They were not included in the plan. I just came up with something that took the least steps to reach the desired outcome. To save humans, they'll have to rely on equipment. Only when we have better control over the ritual can we store it on arcane devices for mass production.
Then you should go perfect it.
Huh? We only have 16 hours and 30 minutes until the storm. There's not enough time to...
The feasible part of your plan is in motion, and all of Laplace will provide the help we need. We will make it work. As for yourself, perfect your plan so we can save everyone, including the humans. And we only have 16 hours and 30 minutes to find a solution.
Only 16 hours and 30 minutes. No pressure. The directions are given, clear, precise, with no room for ambiguity.
Understood. I will think of something. You're right about this one.
He turns and walks away with long, purposeful strides. Behind Lucy, Simone has finished drafting.
There was no way he overlooked his own race.
Yeah.
Yet, he still gave up his own people and brought this plan to us. Were we too hard on him?
Were we?
She turns nonchalantly and sits back in her chair.
But I made the right decision.
The internal line rings. The assistant puts down the list of side effects and grabs the phone.
Yes. Yes. We will provide the tech support.
She ends the call with a grave expression on her face.
It was Xeno, Mom.
Uh-oh.
They lost contact with Team Timekeeper 3 hours ago. They're asking us for tech support.
Uh-oh, right.
They have to make contact with the island immediately.
Back to the island. Oh yeah, not creepy at all. Sophia! The mind sinks and floats in an ocean of lethargy. A piece of driftwood would be well timed.
Don't worry, Sophia. It is just a game. I won't be in there for long. You can wait for me on the beach if you want, okay?
The wood dissolves into foam.
No! 37! Don't!
Whoa! Right, back to hell. She wakes up on a cold piece of rock.
Where? What happened?
Oh, you know, World War I. Just a small little thing. Oh boy. Oh goody. On the universal application of the storm immunity, inform all departments the experiment has made new progress. We will use the atmospheric asymmetrical nuclear R to complete the storm immunity incantation for universal application. All personnel with computing programming experience and no specific duties should immediately assist Miss John Titter. Okay. Also, if anyone sees Researcher X, inform him to stop slacking off immediately. We need his inventions. Tell him his coffee is in danger. A ritual? Using Arcanum to steal electricity. Typical human thinking. It was suggested by Adler. His first real work in 8 years. God bless Franklin. Fuck's sake. How is this looking now? Connecting things. Okay. Oh, good. I didn't even look properly at the background. Whoa. Whoa. Well then. Oh, there is something here still. Encrypted record number 832. After a monotonous, constant noise, our response comes from the other end of the line. Ooh, I get to listen to it. Well, that's the Xeno report. Regarding Xeno's request for assistance in establishing a dedicated communication line with the Timekeeper, we hope to understand the details. The exact content of the communication is a military secret. I cannot divulge the details. The Scientific Computing Center needs to understand the purpose of Xeno's establishment of communication to judge whether it is worth diverting manpower to build a dedicated line. Xeno's purpose is a military secret. I cannot divulge the details. Next, I will ask some simple questions. If you continue to answer with I cannot divulge the details, I will take it as a sign of admission. Do you understand? I am not authorized to answer that question. Very well, then is Xeno preparing for a military operation against the Manus Vindictae and therefore needs to establish communication with the Timekeeper for this purpose? I cannot divulge the details. Good, this operation will ensure... the Timekeeper's safety then, won't it? I cannot divulge the details. This is an unconventional operation, isn't it? I cannot divulge the details. This operation was most likely inspired by the PAX Security Council, correct? We are soldiers. Soldiers act on orders, miss. Xeno then hung up the call. Damn. It's a secret! Okay, numbers in everything. Hearken and be warned. Oh, good. Time to witness hell. Oh, good. Oh, my tinnitus. The smell of gunpowder hangs heavy in the air. The once magnificent columns are now reduced to rubble and irregular stones. Blood rings in her ears, drowning out all other sounds. Why?
I remember now. the island fell ill, and 6 summoned all the integers to the cleansing ceremony. 37. She went to Apiron. They tended to their missions. I went to the square to pray for them, and then there was an earthquake.
Apparently still happening. Warplanes thunder above, whipping up debris and the girls' garments in their passing.
The human army? Wasn't the Foundation mediating the disputes? Did they betray us?
No, they're just going mad because of the storm. Oh boy. Calm now, Sophia. Your soul is...
I need to calm down. I need to find the others.
Hold on. Calm now, Sophia. Your soul is imbalancing toward the excess.
Slow down and breathe. Stability is an essential virtue to becoming an integer. Okay. Let's clean up the place first.
She places a hand on the brass ruler at her waist and, as poised as ever, begins to recite the incantation.
Ena eftegromot mima. Schematizete otam enosume dios simia.
Damn. Nothing happens. Uh-oh.
The incantation didn't work? Did they fail to perform the cleansing ceremony?
I just noticed the dead bird on the bottom left. Uh-oh. Uh-huh. She stands frozen for what seems like an eternity, disoriented and unsure. It feels like her world... But then she notices a familiar figure in the distance. Like her world has crumbled beneath her feet.
Is that 42?
Oh, believer number 1. Rip. The man struggles to stand, rambling to the emptiness around him.
No one survives the oblivion.
Oh, he's going nuts.
His hysteria is acting up again. I should help.
Die, you lunatics!
What was that laugh?
This is our land, right from the beginning!
Jesus. When the smoke clears, 42 is gone. Oh, rip.
No. No!
Oh boy.
Be calm. Be stable. Think.
Uh-huh.
I have to go check on him. I can do this.
Integers are the living example of virtues, the standard of purification. It is the representation of a soul in the world of forms, a true being. Oh god. Everything is a number. Everything is a number. Everything is a number.
Stay calm. He is just...
In pieces? You wanna count them? Too soon?
He is divided into 2 numbers. 6 and 7.
I was joking. I was joking. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have to find the others. I have to tell them about 42.
Sophia! What are you doing here?
She hears a recognizable voice coming from the ruins. Up on the hill, a woman raises her hand and calls to her.
Get to the shelter! It is at...
Miss 18! No!
Is she divided by 3 now?
I can't... This can't be happening.
good. Also in 2 pieces. Nice.
I have to keep it together.
Nice.
Move.
Nice.
Sophia, get to the cave.
Nice.
Find Sophia.
Uh-oh. A quiet sob comes from the bushes. A child covers in the foliage, shaking in terror.
I'm so scared. Everyone's gone crazy. It's okay. I got you. Come out now, Lacey.
Please don't kill the kid.
We'll go find the others.
But the child stares at her in a panic, hugging her knees even closer to her chest.
No, no, I don't want to see them. They will go crazy. Everyone.
Oh boy. A droplet of pain emerges on her face.
Lacey, your face.
Uh-huh. But Lacey brushes her hand away. She turns around and runs deeper into the forest. Oh boy. It is the floating points behind the decimals.
Soul has tilted toward excess. This is wrong.
It is the floating points behind the decimal which hinder the process of our purification.
I am the corrector. I have to help her, or she'd get herself killed.
Oh, my tinnitus.
I have to right the wrongs here.
Jesus. Battlefield Beach. What am I even fighting here? Oh. The believers, but they are infected, right? Okay.
This trial is mine.
Oh god, the plane's flying in the background as well. Okay. Let's clean house. Boy oh boy.
Speak of truth. We walk in long nights.
The light that illuminates all.
The victory secured. I should excuse myself.
You definitely secured victory, buddy. The world is warping, painted over with vibrant oil hues. Her headache is splitting. Each step feels like walking on lava.
Come on, Sophia. Keep yourself together. Keep your soul in balance.
Please don't fall to the emanation. She closes her eyes and breathes. Tilt not toward the excess. Lacey has gone out of sight. Only her sobs remain to haunt her mind. Something needs to be done.
37. I must find her. I promised it to her.
1 time
She's going to
37?
be fine.
Still in one piece?
She's a prime number. And prime numbers are not as divisible as the others.
I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. Okay, for her mental sake, mathematically, yes. Human flesh and blood against a bullet or a bomb?
She will pass the test of Apiron and receive the transcendental truth. For she is the genius, the wise one, who returns. We will right the wrongs and restore things to how they were.
Because that is the salvation promised by the truth. Ooh. Don't think you're gonna like the truth. But take heart, the race of man is also blessed with divinity, for nature has already revealed her secrets to them. Once you understand this blessing, you will easily achieve all that is set upon you. You will heal your soul and be freed from evil. I didn't... Ooh. Okay, hold on. You will heal your soul and be freed from evil and suffering. The golden verses. A ray of light breaks through the darkness.
Sophia! You
Aww.
really waited for me.
Aww.
Hmm? What happened to your clothes? Did you fall on your way here?
37. Look around you. Do you see the war zone? As always, she tilts her head curiously. She has not yet seen the chaos of war. She remains innocent, untouched by the dust of the phenomenal world.
37, I'm so glad to see you. You passed the test. You did it.
You seem emotional. Why? I told you it wasn't going to be difficult.
Oh my god.
37. Things don't seem right out there.
Sophia desperately grabs 37's arm.
37, you have seen a Peyron, right? You asked the question, didn't you?
37 blinks, too focused to spare a glance at the world outside. For she's busy sharing her findings with a close friend. Aww.
Yes, and I got the answer. The answer that will save us from the emanation once and for all. And the answer is...
It's the truth that transcends everything. The answer that will save everyone. The last and final hope. The moment she has been waiting for. Uh-oh.
Is that it?
Uh-oh.
The one true answer from a Peyron is a string of numbers?
Oh. I was thinking, like, I didn't even think about it when they were earlier talking about the solution that Enigma came up with. Oh, what if the string of numbers is the exact numbers they need for some calculations to make it happen? And a Peyron literally just gave them, like, what they need, essentially, for the final step. Ooh. Okay, anyway, Sophia is about to go mental. 37 nods, having just recited the last number.
Yes, because the transcendental truth is beyond the limits of our mortal flesh. It cannot be described by words, seen by eyes, interpreted by logic, or perceived by the senses. It is passed to us in a form we can understand. Numbers. This is the key to the truth. Give me some time and I can decode it.
Warplanes still roar in the sky. Smoke still chokes the air. Her lungs burn with every breath she takes. Time is ticking and people are dying. Helplessly, mercilessly.
Time. 37. How long do you need?
A month or a week.
You have 16 hours.
I will spend all my time working on it. It is not an easy question. Could be the hardest one I've ever dealt with in my life. But I will get there.
You have 16 hours. You better do your best Scotty impression. Fix that warp core. Do it in 10.
And then we will be freed from all these problems once and for all. Even if we don't know its meaning yet, it will eventually lead us to the kingdom of truth.
I swear, the numbers are literally just gonna be parts of the mathematical equation that Enigma and the gang are gonna need to finish up whatever they're building over there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She stops her enthusiastic explanation and looks at her friend worriedly.
Sophia? Why are you crying?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Please no. Sophia looks up at her. Tears stream down her cheeks.
That long? 37. A truth that distant won't change. What's in front of us now?
She breaks free from her friend's grasp and races into the smoke and dust of the phenomenal world. Oh no. She no longer knows why she's running. She no longer knows the purpose of her existence. She only knows of the wild, fiery sensation rising in her chest. Everything is a number, everything is a number, everything is a number.
No.
Is this the truth? Is this the answer?
Calm yourself, Sophia.
Even if the truth can keep people from the wheel of birth, what good is it for those already in it?
I have to.
You seem astray, child.
Oh god, no, stay away from her. Go away, you bitch. Go for a swim. A detached figure looks on from the ruins of the beach, unperturbed by the chaos.
And sad. What pains you so?
Your visage.
Has the truth not graced thee with its miracles?
This is where it stops. Yep. Look, if she can keep her sane at least, so she doesn't fall to the emanation, I'll be fine with that, but go for a swim and a dive and don't come back up. Notification on designing a simplified balancing helmet. What is this garble? Prototypes of the balancing helmets developed by X have been distributed to each division to be used as afflatus balancing devices in the plan for mass production of the storm immunity ritual. However, their structure is currently too complicated. Please start analyzing them immediately and simplify them to a mass producible level. Also, since there are differences between the samples given to each group, there is no commonality in the related data, so each group must complete it independently, and due to the danger of the storm immunity experiment, do not privately test the reliability of the balance device outside. God, I hate X. No, he's great. Shut up. We only have 16 hours left. X's useless thingamabobs for mass production. This is insane. Why don't we just use the helmets directly? Make X work overtime and rush out a patch. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Yeah. Okay, but I think this is where we're gonna stop for today. Yeah, stuff is happening. Stuff is going wild. And the countdown is still ticking, of course. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. Please don't let anything happen to Sophia. I'm gonna riot. I'm gonna riot. That bitch better be not doing anything, or I'm gonna rip that fucking torn out of her head, and I don't care what's gonna happen next. Anyway, yeah, this is where we're gonna stop for today and continue next time. But yeah, interesting solutions are being found. I presume something will come of it towards the end, but what, I don't really know yet. Like, I've given my speculations. I think the numbers she got are gonna somehow worm themselves into the experiments that the Institute is currently running, and that they are gonna be like a solution for it, or are gonna work towards the solution. But we'll see. We'll see about that next time. Anyhow, thank you all for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider leaving a like. It will help me out a lot. If you're new, subscribe. And of course, if you want to support me more directly, memberships are open and all the other things. You know the drill. Thank you to the members that are already part of We Many, and yeah. Hope you have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.